Fellow members of this august body, let's resume our session. We are now on the approval of the minutes of the previous session dated May 6, 2024. So, hearing none, the said minutes dated May 6, 2024 is hereby approved and adopted. Next item, Madam Secretary.
So, we are now on the privilege hour, Your Honor.
Any member who wants to render a privileged speech, Honorable Ryan Dumaran is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and good morning to this august body. Mr. Chair, I would like to clarify kung ano gid bala ang tama nga proseso naton on the financial assistance sa aton kada kag isa, no. Actually, last week, Mr. Chair, may ara kita nga constituent asking or seeking a financial assistance. So, gipa-under ko siya actually sa akon. May financial assistance. So, therefore, gi-endorse ko to the MSWDO. And not knowing nga he is not a registered voter of the municipality. So, and I believe, Mr. Chair, daw amo na ang mga requirement, one of the requirement, nga pag hindi ka or kung hindi ka registered voter, so ma-disapprove or ma-deny ang financial assistance mo. Financial assistance. So, okay lang, Mr. Chair, kay ti wala ko man nabalaan tuod nga hindi siya gali rehistrado. So, okay lang na-deny.
Print niyo.
Kay upon the interview by Ma'am Eileen Loktogan, hindi siya qualified. Kay wala nga siya sa rehistro diri sa aton. So, it happened, Mr. Chair, nga ang akon nga personal assistant nagsaka sa office ang municipal treasurer and nakita niya atong tao or tong nag-process ang financial assistance. Nangayo siya sang sorry kay syempre siling niya sorry kay hindi gid qualified kay hindi gali ka mo rehistrado diri sa aton. So gisabat siya sang aton nga nag-asikaso sa to ang proponent. Siling niya nga okay lang ma'am kay daw na okay naman. So medyo natingala ang akong assistance kay nga naging okay kay na-disapprove man kaya. Siya niya gin-approve naman. And it to happened, Mr. Chair, nga ang akon nga endorsement na ilisan sang endorsement ni acting mayor. So doon natingala ako nga siyempre kung si acting mayor gali mag-endorse, approve siya. So, would like to clarify, Mr. Chair, na kung ano gid bala ang proseso sa aton nga MSWD office with regards to the requirements. May mga standards ba gid bala or may mga ginset nga standards para ma-qualified sa aton assistance. So, do kalain man sa part ko, Mr. Chairman, nga siyempre ginkuha ko to siya para i-under sa akong assistance. Then suddenly gin-disapprove. Then ginilisan ang endorsement ni nakasign si ang aton nga acting mayor, gi-approve sang office ang MSWDO. Okay. So with that, Mr. Chair, siguro I would like to request the presence of Ma'am Eileen Loktugan to be present to this for today's session, Mr. Chair.
Okay, just a few question. Sang last week ina natabo, no, Honorable Ryan, were you able to communicate with the office of the MSWD last week? Since nga nabalaan naton nga amo nang, were you able to call ang staff or personnel sa MSWDO or happen to talk with Ma'am Eileen or one of her staff?
Yes, Mr. Chair. May personal assistance talk one of the staff of the MSWDO. Kay during that time do may meeting si Ma'am Eileen diri ata. Actually, ginahulat niya si Ma'am Eileen Magawas, pero sige lang, ako na lang mag-istorya. And yun na, Mr. Chair, nga nang natabo. Actually, si Ma'am Eileen gid mismo man ang nag-interview. So, gin-disapprove niya nga kay just because lack of the requirements nga hindi siya registered voter.
Your suggestion is to request the presence of our MSWDO to
Yes.
into the session, or
Today's session, Mr. Chair, if she is available, Mr. Chair.
pwede dito maka-request ang staff natin inviting the presence of our MSWDO if she's available today, if she could grace our session para maklarify ang mga matters na gina-raise ni Honorable Ryan, and maybe some members of this august body later on maka-question man sa iya. Okay, some more under privilege. Honorable Mejia is recognized. Yes, Honorable Mejia.
Okay, good morning, Mr. Chair. Good morning, everyone. Mr. Chair, ning akon nga query about dito sa aton pang mga gastos pag fiesta. Naka-live man tano kay para mabatian sa tong nag-post. Kay tungod, hindi ko balaan, Mr. Chair, kung sino na nga mga committee ang mga nabayaran. Actually, gusto ko lang man ipabalo nga 8 months na, Mr. Chair, August pa tong fiesta. So, halos tanan nga committee, wala pa man nabayaran, Mr. Chairman. So, hindi ko balaan kung ano natabo, kung sino nga office ang nag-hold sa tong mga papers. Tung sa mga vlogger, abi, Mr. Chair, tuod yun man nga do kakalain, gid man nga wala ta pa sila nabayaran, nga ultimo gamay lang man to nga kandidat. And isa man to siya sa may, nag-hold ako sang 4 ka committee, isa to siya sa akon man nga committee. So, ang iban abi nga committee, syempre hindi ko na makaya tapalan, kay damo-damo bayha to, maskin sa Miss Isulan, tito ko dako man to nga amount. Tung sa mga vloggers, 20 sila kabilog, though unfair gid man sa part nila, kay syempre tanan man kita didto, ginpang post nila sa page, tanan nga itsura ta, ara man didto. And then, may ara abisang dalawa nga nabayaran na, Mr. Chair. So, pareha lang man ang requirement nga nabayaran tong dalawa. Tapos aning iban nga mga papers naton pagka hinay-hinay, ti imagine 8 months. Pabalik-balik na lang nga pabalik-balik ang aton nga mga staff, maski ang staff ko doakigan ko nagigani na kay kung ano ba ang kulang. Ginapambilugan lang man nila dito nga pagkadako-dako pa nga mga bilog dito ang mga mali, pagbalik ibalik na naman, ibalik dito ibalik na naman nila diri.
Na ano mo na?
So imagine, imposible naman nga 8 months, hindi gito nila ma isa-isa dito, ang iban nga papeles, pamangkuton mo, subong nga nagkaradula na daw. I mean, naghago man kita ba? Hindi bala basta-basta man tong efforts ang bawat isa sa aton during fiesta. Mayatan kung may ginansya kita dira ang aton nga committee, kay wala. Halos tanan nga committee, nagtapal man para kahatag kasadyahan sa aton banwa. So gusto ko lang ipabalo, Mr. Chair, kung diin gid ba nagaperending aton nga mga papers. Kay kung pamangkuton ko dito, ginapabalik ko, wala man may nagasabat. Ginabawi ko tong mga papeles, kaya ng taon ko dito, ang iban hindi man nila ibalik sa amon.
So, what's the contention of Honorable Moining?
Gusto ko mabalaan, Mr. Chair, kung diin nagapending ang aton papers, kung ano nga offices ba ng mga ginapang-agyan dira.
I suppose may scheduled nga executive meeting ang acting mayor. Siguro i-brought out naton ina nga concern para mastoryahan atong mga reimbursements kag mga refunds nga na incur last municipal fiesta.
Yes, Mr. Chair, lalo na, Mr. Chair, tong mga caterer naton dito, kay nagambal sila nga na lang sila sang small claim.
Okay. We will take note of that
Okay, Mr. Chair.
comment and observation. Rest assured nga i-raise liwat naton ina sa executive committee meeting. Kay ara ang mga department heads para ma-clear naton ang issue nga until now for the last 8 months nga wala pa bayaran ang mga suppliers naton, wala pa ma-refund, wala pa ma-reimburse ang mga expenses ang previous nga fiesta.
Okay, Mr. Chair. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Some more matter under privilege. Honorable Moises Dular is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. No? Good morning to everyone. My query is about sa peace and order, Mr. Chair. No? Nagahangyo sa akon si aton nga si UP kag si deputy nga kung pwede tani nga maprovidean sila sang isa ka service vehicle to be used during their operation. Oo.
We will have that under a closed door meeting, since that ina nga issue do it concerns the safety and security man sang banwa naton, and we'll be discussing sensitive matters regarding sina nga mga concern. I suggest we will have a closed door meeting together with our chief of police and our municipal mayor as regard that matter. Some more matter under privilege. So hearing none, let's proceed, Madam Secretary.
So we're now on the first reading. The first item is Executive Order number 2024-11 and 12 received from the Office of the Mayor. First, we have Executive Order number 2024-11 reconstituting the Local Health Board of the Municipality of ISULAN, identifying its members, their duties and functions, and other purposes.
May we read the content of that executive order, Madam Secretary?
So may I directly read the composition, Your Honor, of the Local Health Board as reconstituted by virtue of this executive order. So the chairperson, Attorney Arnold Armada, acting municipal mayor. Co-chairperson, Dr. Lani Biadora, Municipal Health Board. Members, Honorable Moises Tular, Honorable Joffer Durana, Honorable Bernardo Castino, Ms. Lalyn Fernandez, Attorney Emily De Los Santos, Josephine Salomeo of the ISULAN Federation Barangay Health Worker, Ray Demerin, Kabalikat Regiocom Philippines Impact Base ISULAN, Amalia Peligro, ISULAN Table Tennis Club, and the Secretariat, Risa Jean Alpas, Nurse 2, with the duties and functions as provided in this executive order, Your Honor.
That's for our information. Next item, Madam Secretary.
So we have also here Executive Order number 2024-12, as I have mentioned a while ago, adopting Republic Act number 10152, also known as Mandatory Infants and Children Health Immunization Act of 2011, an act providing for mandatory basic immunization services for infants and children, appropriating funds therefore and for other purposes.
That's for our information. And subong lang eh. Appropriating funds are for other purposes. Okay. Please refer this matter to the Committee on Health and Committee on Finance.
Item number 2, letter C from Mr. Willie Agaha, addressed to Honorable Arnold Armada, Acting Municipal Mayor. This is in connection with appeal for his locational clearance denied by the MPDC for the construction of warehouse.
The letter is addressed to the acting mayor.
Yes, Your Honor.
Endorse that letter to the office of the acting mayor.
Item number 3, letter received from the acting municipal mayor addressed to the acting vice mayor. This is in relation to Executive Order number 13, or the reorganization of the composition of the local finance committee in the municipality of ISULAN.
May we read the content of the executive order, Madam Secretary?
So, we'll proceed directly to the composition, Your Honor. So, the chairperson, Lalin Fernandez, co-chairperson, May Barrera, members, Evelyn Fantilanan, the MPDC, Honorable Moises Dolar as SB member, Chairman Committee on Finance, and Municipal Accountant, Cherry Lerios. The secretariat is Josephine Hichona of the MPDO.
That's for our information and guidance, Madam Secretary.
So, Lin, may harap pa dali, Lin.
We have
Your
a-
Honor, as regards this letters which were not included in the under first reading, Your Honor, based on our seminar on effective local legislation, this must be fall under the unassigned business, Your Honor.
Okay.
Karon na lang na siya.
We'll just tackle the additional matters on unassigned business. We have now the presence of our MSWDO personnel. Rules are suspended. Ma'am Annette Zambrano, Ma'am Maricel Tanyo Subaldo, and Ma'am Ramirez. Welcome sa session subong aga. Good morning. May aras ang clarification ginraise ka ina during the privilege hour si Honorable Ryan, and maybe our honorable gentleman from Calawag 2 may raise again or restate the clarification as regard our financial assistance to individuals in crisis situation, AX naton. Yes, the floor is now given to Honorable Ryan Dumaran.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and good morning to our visitors from the MSWDO. Siguro, I don't know, basi pon kaya man nila masabat, Mr. Chair, ang atong clarification. Sige, address ko na lang sa inyo mga ma'ams. Last week, may ara kita client seeking for the financial assistance, burial assistance, specifically. So I was endorsed to the office of the MSWDO and na-deny or na-disapprove just because of the lack of the requirement. And I know one of our requirement is the registered COMELEC registration, COMELEC registration. So na-deny or na-disapprove by the office just because of the lack of the requirements. Sa ako naman nga part, di ko man balaan. So it's okay. Kaya syempre hindi siya qualified, kumbaga. Kaya wala siya sa COMELEC registration. And it so happened, my personal assistant, nakita ay sila sa tong nag-process sa taas, no, sa opisina, sa mayor's, treasurer's office. Siling sang akon nga assistant, nga sorry, kay na-disapprove ang inyong application, pero ang sabat sa iya, okay lang ma'am, kay na-approve naman. Pero nakita sa akon assistant, nga ang akon endorsement, signed ko, was changed by our acting mayor. So meaning hindi na ako ang nag-endorse. So how come nga na-approve ang iyang application for seeking for financial assistance, which is hindi man kulang man siya sang requirement. So ano gid bala ang aton nga proseso sa aton opisina nga kung si Konsehal Dumaran disapprove pero kung si acting mayor approve. So, basi isa sa inyo makasabat.
Yes, Ma'am Annette.
I will just let Miss Kirsty Pilais, who was the social worker who entertained the said client. So she will first explain kung ano gid bala ang natabo sa to, and before we lay down the requirements for the financial assistance. No? So tagaan-ta ni isang chance nga ma-explain since siya ang naka-atubang sa tunga time sa
Okay.
client.
Okay, thank you, Ma'am Annette. We'll now give the floor and microphone to Ma'am Kirsty.
Yes.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Mr. Chair, and SB in attendance. I was the one who entertained the client saan to siya man? Last Friday. So, I disapproved the client because our requirements, by the way, I am job order. So, I just followed our policy about the requirements for availing the financial assistance. So the client asked for burial assistance, and then I asked the client if the beneficiary is a registered voter of this municipality. And then the client said that the beneficiary is not a registered voter, but a resident in ISULAN. So I said that no, in spite of being a resident but not a registered voter. So I said it cannot be approved. So I asked our boss, Ma'am Eileen Loktogan, and then personally Ma'am Eileen talked to the client. And then the client, Ma'am Eileen explained to the client that we cannot provide financial assistance because he's not the beneficiary is not a registered voter. So that's why it was disapproved. And then the client, the next week, went back to our office, and then the secretary of Acting Mayor Armada said that it was already endorsed by our Acting Mayor. So, and then the amount was stated also there. And then I asked our boss if it will be approved. So our boss said that we can consider the assistance. For me, I'm just a job order, and then I just follow my boss. I'm not the boss, so I just follow the approval of our boss, our MSWDO. So we consider the burial assistance.
Okay. Bali, ma'am, ang question is, nagbalik liwat sa office atong client. Nagbalik liwat sa office ang client.
But I said, nagbalik liwat sa client, Mr. Chair. Tapos ginambalan ko ang secretary nga, hindi pwede. I told the secretary of Acting Mayor, Apple, that was Apple actually. So I told her that, hindi pwede. Hindi man ni siya pwede, kaya hindi man ni siya butante. So the secretary of Acting insisted that okay na daw. So I asked our boss if she could approve it. So na-approve man ang iyang assistant. So wala ko may mahimo. Kaya naga-process lang man kami. I'm not the boss. So naga-follow lang kami sa policy, pero somehow gi-approve man siya ni Ma'am Eileen ni Acting. It was approved by Acting Mayor.
So it was Ma'am Eileen who approved who gave the clearance.
Okay,
that,
because it was already approved by our Acting Mayor, and then there was already an amount in the endorsement. So We cannot do anything about that because it was already endorsed,
Okay,
Mr.
okay.
Chair. So I just process it and then also our boss approve it.
Okay, the next question is, the standard policy nga ang beneficiary or ang individual nga mag-receive sang assistance, kailangan gid sila nga voter or registered voter sang LGU.
Actually, sir, gina-require gidamon dapat nga registered voter siya di. Since we are prioritizing our constituents nga taga-isulan gid ang maka-avail. Kay considering damo cases kung kisa nga naga-shopping sang mga financial assistance from other places makadto pa diri, no? So ano ang guarantee naton nga mabalaan naton nga taga diri gid siya. So that's why nga gina-require namon siya sang voters certification, aside from barangay certification, medical certificate, hospital bill or reseta sang client.
Yes, ma'am. I think it was 2 years ago nga may ara man nag-approach sa amon na ngayon sang financial assistance tungod kay namatay atong ilang nautod. So tong ilang utod atong napatay hindi isang registered voter. So we cannot do otherwise kasi hindi naman siya kaparesto kay patay naman atong patungdan. So ano ba maging proseso sina? Families nga kag diri man gyapon ginhaya man sa isulan. I think that's from Tayugo at ato. Ano atong mga standard policy or pwede ba nato nila ma-amend nga mga pulisiya or ano bang iban nga mga remedy nga kita makahatag sa assistance sa aton pumuluyo? Ma'am Anet.
Nagastan kami sir sa aton nga standard nga requirements. However, there are also cases no nga ma-found out naton nga indigent gid siya and magaranti nga taga diri gid sa isulan ang relative and kung ang iyang immediate family taga diri gid no magaranti man sang barangay no we will consider that. And one thing more, ang mga stranded client pagid kung kisabala sir how nga need gid sang assistance nga tagaan sang transportation expenses. So those are cases nga kung gina-consider naton. Basta indigent gid siya sir.
Okay, Honorable Ryan.
Yes, Mr. Chair. Klaruhon ko lang, Mr. Chair, kay according to the statement of Ma'am Christie, una, she is a job order. And actually, ang aton una gi-request nga presence si Ma'am Eileen gid dapat, no? Para direct kita, Ma'am Annette, no? Kaya nga, oo. So, ang akon lang abi, kaya medyo hindi man manami para sa part ko. And ano gid bala ang ginaset naton nga process dira. Kaya kung kisa daw makasiling kita daw mga double standard kita, kay ti syempre gin-interview na ninyo, gin-deny na, din-disapprove ni Ma'am Eileen mismo, then pagbalik and was endorsed by the acting mayor, may consideration kita. Okay lang man tani kung gin-consider nga gibalik man unta sa akon. Kaya kung mas nauna to, no? Siyempre ako yang nahuyan sa aton nga client. Kay gin-disapprove ko siya disapprove siya under sa akon. And then pag abot sa aton sang other officials na approve siya, no? So ano gid bala ang aton nga proseso? Kay according to you Ma'am Annette nga ginasunod naton ang standard procedure naton nga if you are not a registered voter, hindi gid dapat pwede tagaan sa financial assistance. Pero how come what kind of consideration nga ginahatagan, gin-extend, gin-approve nato ng ila application for financial assistance?
Okay, sir. Since wala si Ma'am Eileen, no, kay siya ang nag-approve sa tong certain nga client, no, nga kundiin kita medyo nag-ano sa requirements, no. So, pwede man na sir siguro nga ang amo na lang gid nga standard nga requirements is ang barangay certification atong mention ko kaina, medical, hospital bill or reseta, no, kung may mga and burial certificate sa aton nga mga death, no, death sang client, no, amo na lang gid na ang aton nga standard gid nga.
So meaning ma'am, we will no longer require
Oo, pero
atong
based sa inyong nga recommendation, sir, kung ano gid ang maayo nga para maiwasan naton ang mga cases nga ano,
or if
medyo-
may mga yes.
mga instances nga mag-come up sang mga daw medyo problema, sir, ba?
Okay ma'am.
Oo, so pwede naton siya siguro na lang amend or ano, whatever. And ipaabot namon kay Ma'am Eileen, no, whatever the
Ang policy nga na ma'am, was it adopted sang ano or ang office policy nato nina siya? May legislation ba na ina siya nga policy or
however, sir, ang kwan gid abi ang standard gid from the DSWD nga requirements is this following ano no nga mga documents ining barangay, medical, hospital bill or reseta and death certificate. Amo na gid na
Okay.
siya ang gin-require sang DSWD, no?
okay ma'am, thank you.
Oo,
Honorable
amo na
Dumaran
siya.
is recognized.
Yes, Mr. Chair. Amo gani siling ko mamanet, ano gid bala ang tama naton nga sundon? And what if we na-violate naton ang aton nga procedure o aton nga standard o procedures? Ano ba na may penalty ba? Kaya siyempre kung ano ang aton nga set nga requirements nga procedure, tapos wala man lang gyapon naton ginsunod. So actually tong gihambal ninyo kay na nga may consideration kita, okay lang man na siya unta, no? Pero ang hindi lang manami kay siyempre change lang ang endorsement, automatically gin-approve sang office, no? With the due respect man kay Ma'am Christy, tani nabalaan ninyo ma'am nga inang client nga ina halin na kay konsehal amuna nga baka ba pwede naton ibalik didto kay syempre the damage was done, no? Kung ano bala ang ginhimo sa opisina to a certain counselor. Syempre ginpahuyan nyo kami didto sa client nga to kay under sa akon gin-disapprove sang opisina. Tapos gin-endorse ni acting mayor, gidiretso nyo approve. So ano ang setting naton dira? Kita actually nagakuan lang kita nga for the good service naton, nag-extend kita bulig sa aton constituents. But suddenly amulang nang matabo sa aton, no? So ano gid bala, may ara kita double standard nga ginasunod dira nga kung si mayor or si vice mayor ang mag-endorse, approve. Si konsehal karon kay kulang sang requirement, disapprove. Ano bala ang aton wisdom dira, Ma'am Anet?
Okay. Honorable Arjen, Honorable Ryan, then Honorable Mejia.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Good morning sa ating lahat. Same lang, no? As far as I can remember, last year, meron din tayong ganitong case. Burial assistance din. Yung namatay is not from here, pero yung pamilya niya is taga rito talaga. And yun na lang yung natitirang pamilya niya. So, we also requested for burial assistance, pero dininay din ng MSWD kasi hindi siya resident ng ISULAN yung namatay. Although ang family niya is registered from here. So, same question. Ano gid ang ginasunod ta kay nahambal makamo nga humanitarian consideration. Pero ato wala siya na consider tapos ari na consider siya. So medyo unfair lang man pod sa other constituents nato no kay ang ibang nga constituents ginastriktuhan tagid about sa mga requirements. Damo nakita sang na disapprove dira kasi sa mga requirements nila nagkakaproblema. And here comes this kind of situations na hindi ta maiwasan, yung iba is na-approve ninyo.
Okay. Ma'am Anet.
Okay. Additional lang no sa amon nga part pod. Kumbaga nagastik laman kami abi ma'am sa policy no. Kung ano tong gin-instruct sa amon nga mga requirements nga dapat namon pangitaon sa isa ka client kung nagalakat sa opisina. And I just don't know kung and we are assuming nga ang mga ang mga SB members since may ara kamo nga allocation sa inyong nga financial assistance for the client, nga aware kamo sang amon nga sang requirements nga gina set sang opisina. So para hindi man kami bala ma'am ang maipit o
Sige,
hindi
ma'am.
kami maipit sa mga client since we are already practicing that ng mga policy nga dapat amo gina siyang sundon. So whenever nga may mga amon nga cases sa amon gid magbumirang baka nga gi-consider amon ni. So wala kami mahimo ma'am nga i-kontrahon kung ano tong ginpirmahan nyo na. Oo, so
Sige,
sa amon nga part mabudlay man siya ma'am.
So, yes, thank you, Ma'am Annette. Honorable Dolar, then Honorable Mejia.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. Good morning, Ma'am Janet. No? So, ining nakita ko no, nga daw siguro pag kuan ni Ma'am kay ti job order lang siya, gin-set siya sang amo to nga standard nga mga requirement. So gisunod, why problema kay Ma'am. So, ang pag atong tao naman nga nanginahanglan karon, di simpre since nga this approve, mangita pala siya sang pamaagi kung paano naman ma-approve. So nagadto kay Mayor, not knowing man siguro si Mayor iya nga naghalina kay Honorable Dumaran. Base man sa kabalo si Mayor nga naghambal sila nga naghalina kay Honorable Dumaran. Kay kung naghambal sila nga kay Honorable Dumaran pwede man siguro to i-consider ni Mayor nga pakiusapan. Pero sa gihambal ni Ma'am Kaina nga Zambrano nga atong voters certificate or voters affidavit nga daw hindi manggid sa standard nga ato iya kaya ang standard nga gihambal mo wala to labot. So inaabi kong lista gihambal ni Ma'am Arjen man nga human consideration. Depende abi na sa hangyo situational no kung paghambal abi karon nga oo tuod aring patay nga ini why ni siya na rehistro diri pero ang pamilya ya rehistrado man so nagprocess rehistrado man no. So kag may ara man nga barangay certification nga na-prove nga taga Amoslas ni nga barangay. So pwede na siya. Ang siguro nag-miss kuan lang to nga nangayo kay Mayor nga wala kabalo si Mayor siguro nga nag-agi na kay Honorable Dumaran no. Base amo na siya ang isa ka rason dira. So tapos ang Mayor naman karon bilang siya ang pinakataas naton diri sa aton munisipyo. Siyempre ang tanan nga tao naghangyo sa iya. So siyempre maglambot man iya nga puso. Di siyempre pagbigyan niya man kausapin si DSWD hangyoon nga ti amo man lang ng kuan gali pwede man siguro ni mahangyo. So pro diri sa kay GO alain ang kuan no daway na hangyo base sa babaw na hangyo no. So dapat kuan abi atong requirements nga atong ginakwanta gina-require since si Ma'am abi kay GO pa man lang tapos ginhatag sa iya atong kuan nga to. So tani na mangkot siya sa babaw man nga basi pwede man putik amo tong standard nga labalaan niya. Wa man siya kabalo. Ti karon kung si Mayor na maghangyo kay Ma'am Luktugan, kay Ma'am Aileen, ti mahambal man si Ma'am Aileen nga ti Mayor naghangyo basi ko. Pagbigyan niya kay Mayor ang naghangyo mo. So basi miss kwan lang to Honorable Ryan nga basi way nakabalo si Mayor nga nag-agi sa imo. So do amo na ang tanaw ko dira no. So about dito sa kwan ma'am dito sa requirements nga tong must be a registered voter of Municipality of ISULAN. Sa tanaw ko siguro bisan hindi siya kay mga instance nga halimbawa hindi sa taga ISULAN nga nadisgrasya dili o kung napatay nga way si man nag-claim o kung mga disgrasya bala. So aton gina siya nga kay ari sa aton nga area do kuan kita sina no. Kag may ara man niya nga halimbawa tong hambal kina nila nga wala sing pamilya nga nagatata pag taga ISULAN ang iyang pamilya kag pobre kaayong way palubong alangan pabahuon ta na buligan tagid. Oo, ma'am.
Yes, Honorable Mejia.
Good morning, ma'am. Good morning sa aton taga MSWD. So sa akon, Mr. Chair, sa side ko, ako naman, subong balaan ko na kung ano ang mga requirement. Kay din si Archie man tong staff ko kay damo ako sang na-disallow sang DSWD pila man kapatay ang wala na approve sa akon kay tungod hindi daw diri na rehistro. So subong amo na ginastorya ko ang PA ko nga very strict gid kami kay kung kisabi ang pamilya sang may pila man actually ang patay gid ang damo ka pangay sa akon may patay man nga ang pamilya taga diri pero hindi sila taga diri. So na-disallow pud to damo man no damo sang actually sang mga ginapalista ko actually kay sa PA ko tapos ginahambal ko previous months nga hindi pwede diri, hindi ko nga gusto maipit ang DSWD, ginambalan ko nga pwede na lang mga involuntary amount na lang diri sa SB or sa kay acting mayor or kay mayor. Pero Mr. Chair, ari pagawasay na lang man sang kalain sang buot no. Diri sa may aton nga assistance ba. Tung napatay si John G. Imperio, syempre, akon good na nga best friend, di ba, family. Tapos bigla lang nga gihambal dito sa mayor's office nga hindi daw ako ang maghatag, sila daw. So, syempre, as a respect lang sa akon ba, kay akon good na ano, kumbaga, oo, ako good gusto ka magbulig. And then, gihambal nila nga, hindi daw, si mayor lang daw ang maghatag. So, gusto ko lang mabalaan ko, ang pag-screening ba, so, wala ko na siya, gipabayaan ko na lang, kay tungod, syempre, patay naman ang tao. Kay, syempre, gusto ko man tumatagan sa dako na amount. So, gihambal nila na hindi daw ako maghatag, kay si Mayor daw ang maghatag. So, syempre, gipabayaan ko lang to Mr. Chair, kaya hindi ko gusto sang gamo, patay na gud ang tao. Sorry, nag-emotional.
Okay.
So, sa akon Mr. Chair, syempre, ara din man kita sa larangan sa politika, hindi tagid na i-kuano niya, kumbaga hindi tagid na ma-deny. May tao man, kumbaga, may kanya-kanya ka pangayo sa akong bisa mapolitika na, di ba mo na. Pero syempre, ako nga pangayo ko man nga aton diri is bulig-bulig lang man. Dawa mo sina ba? Maskin mag-inanuya, syempre kapakanan man sang tao ang ginaisip ta. Pero kung gisa, let's be sensitive din naman. No?
Siguro to, yes, we get your point, Honorable Morning. Siguro to settle this issue, mo to kay ina first ko ang question kay Honorable Ryan, if he happened to talk with the office or personnel nga mastorya, siguro ano lang siguro, open line of communication na lang within
Miscommunication na din siguro.
open line of communication with the MSWDO personnel and the concerned councilor or office nga naga-request ng financial assistance.
Oo, sir.
We don't have any intention man nga siguro ang MSWDO nga office nga
Kami ang
oo. Siguro ano na lang siguro if may mga instances later on tapos naman tong issue ang masulbar naton atong sunod ba.
Yes.
Siguro pag may mga concern, for example, sa akon mga part o sino man nga members ng council o kung sino man sa aton, we will just communicate with your office. Kini man siguro everyday gid nga magapangayo wala gid sang registro. Actually, ang ba nato added ba na siyang requirement? Actually, wala man kita gani nag-require gid sina. Even ako gani personally, hindi ko man gani gusto nga i-require na pa ang voters registration, especially sa mga patay kay patay na gud to kay nabuligan nato ang buhi nga pamilya nga nabilin, hindi man ang patay nga natungdan, no. Nga taga diri, no. But we get the point of the office nga gusto mo naton nga ma-assure naton nga maka-avail sang pondo sang banwa ang isulanon gid mismo nga wala sang pangayaw wala nga nang palayo lang nga naga imo lang ini nga
Naga-shopping
document
mode sila.
naga-shopping sila sang assistance kay kadali man lang siguro mag-secure sa mga certification,
Yes, sir.
no.
Kung gusto
Siguro
gid nila mapa-register, dali man lang sir magpa-register kung gustuhon gid nila.
yes ma'am. Galing may mga instances for example para sining napatay hindi naman to kaparesto kay patay naman. Ang pamilya na lang ang nabuhi ang aton nga buligan.
Oo, ang immediate
Kag siguro communication na lang between sa concerned office kag ang MSWDO kung may mga instances man gid nga for example kulang ang siguro hindi man sang kulang ang requirement atong kulang gutong voters lang.
voters
Dapat kinahanglan
lang,
may
sir.
medical certificate kung na hospital, may burial certification kung napatay, kag tong barangay certification. Atong added tang requirement nga
Death certificate sa patay mo gid
Oo.
primary gid nga ano requirement.
primary ato siya. Atong secondary requirement nga voter sila sa isulan. Siguro ba si pwede man maka-communicate ang concerned office kung sino man ang konsyal ang sa inyong office.
Yes sir.
Kaya naman everyday siguro nga wala gid sila sang rehistro ang tagaan sang death or burial assistance. Honorable Dumaran and Honorable Lama.
Yes, Mr. Chair. No? Okay, wala man ta problema unta dira sa ano, communication. Una, masabat lang ko sa statement Honorable Dolar. Yes, no. Actually wala kabalo siguro si acting mayor sina iya. No? But then the office balaan nila. Kaya siyempre nakita na nilang pangalan eh. So therefore tani, amo na, a part of communication, si office naman tani sang MSWDO, nanawag man sa aton office, nga ti, ari na okay na siya, gipa-approve namon, pero under kay acting mayor. Dos na amo na sinaba, iti siya makakalain man, di ba? Nga makita naton nga gindisapprove sa akon, pero kay sa other official, gi-approve. No? Wala man tayo nagasiling kung sino. Iti siyempre nakita tala ang actual. No? Actually si acting mayor siguro wag siya kabalo sina, no? Yung ginbalik sa ilang opisina, nakita nilang pangalan, dapat questionable sa ila or inform na naman lang ang concern sa aton si kung sino man sa aton. Nga tiyan mo na gin-approve na lang namon. Kaya ti may aras ang consideration na tabo. Okay lang man tani.
Yes.
I would like to ask apology to our SB Dumaran, sir. I think we may lapses man siguro may lapses kami sa office namon, no. Pero sir, sir, sa kadamo siguro sang sang client namon ba nang damo may nagakuha certification, masabay pa na siya sa financial, ti gamay man lang kami sa office, sir, ba, nang hindi kulang kami sa tao. So amo na, pasensya lang gid, sir. Gina-request lang namon nga tani ang secretary maupod man sa client kisaba para kami mismo mastorya para ma-relay ang message kay kisabi wala sang secretary, so budlay si client lang siya maglakat dito isa. So mas nami kung ara ang secretary dito kag mahambal kag siya mismo mag-relay sa aton nga honorable.
Okay. Honorable Darlene Lama and Honorable Moises Dolar.
Mr. Chair. Thank you, Mr. Chair. Ma'am, mamangkot lang tani ko sa DSWD ba kay may ara ko nga case nga 7 years old tong patient. So nangayo sang medical assistance financial. So wala siya na cater. 7 years old. Kay hindi daw siya butante, kay bata pa daw. Oo.
Family.
Napatay ta na siya. Pwede. Napatay siya, nangayo siya, nag-text na sa akon, ma'am, ara nanay di nakambal, ma'am, di daw ko pwede, kay hindi daw register ang bata ko. So namatay ang bata.
Siguro basi mali lang ang information na pag-relay.
Pero why na lang ko nag-insist kay basi amo man ginang patakaran, pay naluoy gid ko. 7 years old ang bata.
Sige.
Tagabwal. So amo to na personal ko na lang siya hatag kay nadikyo gani daw siya. Kay mami di daw siya botante. Ay, amo galing na. No? At least tala linawon.
Honorable Lama. Sorry kayo, Honorable. Kay basi kung kaisa may GIP nga nag-entertain. Tapos kung ano tong requirements namon, basi amo tong stick niya. So, kung pwede, atong secretary, maglapit gid sa mga regular para ma-explain sa iya kay basi nagkamali lang GIP. Sorry, Honorable.
Oo, kay wala na lang man ko nag-insist kay sila ko nag-follow order lang man ko ti wala ta mahimo. So na personal ko na lang hatag kay
Hello,
naluoy
Mike.
na ko sa nanay.
Sige. So okay na siguro ni just communicate na lang sa office kung in kaso may mga instances liwat nga matabo para sa to. Kaga siguro ang ato man nga personnel sa MSWDO, regardless kung GO siya, regardless kung GIP siya, especially kung GIP, siguro dapat aware man sang aton nga standard. Kaga syempre kung may normal gina, syempre ma-follow kita sang policy. Kag kung may mga bagay nga subong sa to nga lacking ang requirements ng voters, si concerned office mag-communicate na lang sa headman sang inyong office, ma'am. Kag kung ano mamatabo dito nga i-grant pa no hindi, i-inform lang si concerned councilor. Okay, Honorable Dolar and Honorable Palasigi next.
So, once again, good morning. May suggestion ako sa inyo, ma'am, no? Kung pwedeng atong kung ang patayo away na restro, di na lang to. Ang himuon ta siguro immediate family. Nga registered immediate family. Kaya kung di immediate family na, ang ilang mga patay sa ibang lugar na, dalo na nila di, kagay pagastusan sa aton. Immediate family, tapos may mga barangay certification, man.
Honorable Arjen, then Honorable AVC President next.
Ang naistoryahan. Question lang no, kay ako ang sige nila tinext kung saan na daw ma-release tung sa mga financial kasi umabot nata ng 2 weeks, hindi pa sila na-contact kung okay na yung financial assistance nila, oo.
Actually, honorable, depende sa signatory siguro. Kay hindi na namo, pag naggawas na abi siya sa amon nga office, so wala na kami sinakabalo kung diin siya, oo. Kay depende naman kung ara ang availability sa mga nagperma. Yes po.
Sila na mismo ma'am mag-follow up sa treasurer kay dito man na siya check eh. Personal bali wala na kami nag-text sa ila nga ara na ila nga hindi kami mismo.
Okay.
Yes, mali na ma'am gina-explain namon sa amon nga client nga hindi kami ma'am mag-contact sa inyo ha. Kay kamo na mismo mag-follow up sa treasurer's office kung ara na inyo nga check or wala. Kay kami ginahambalan nila.
Honorable ABC President is recognized if you have some questions.
Okay, good morning. No? Good morning sa August Body and especially sa DSWD. Ma'am, pwede ba na i-consider ang barangay certification once nga may mga financial or like burial, no? Kaya ang office natin is social welfare, no? Ang hindi siya sang kung pwede lang tani ba, hindi sang kumilik nga which is required ang voter's ID or voter certification nga you reside in municipality of ISULAN, no? So kung ang intention naton is kung paano naton mabuligan atong mga tao nga kinahanglan, no? Like let's say example, no, hindi ni sasang connection sa kay SB Ryan, no. Kung na-observe naton damo-damo sang sa subong, damo sang nagagustong mag-solicit sa aton. So i-require nato ng nakabuto ba kamo o naga-rehistro ba kamo or hindi. So ang intention naton nga makabulig sa mga tao nga kinahanglan sang support coming from our office, no? So that's why this WD is a social welfare. Hindi tani kung ang atong recommendation sang certification or gin-testify sang mga barangay official nga kinahanglan pagid naton sang atong mga voters certification, ma'am, no? Daw layo siya sa sa aton nga requirements, ma'am, no? Ambot lang ko sa ako lang gid, ma'am, no? Bisan sa AX, no, daw wala man siya gina-required ang certificate of registration sa sa voters ID. Parang daw mo sa, ma'am. Paano na siya, ma'am, no? Kaya kita ang kapakanan lamang gid sang tao ang aton, especially itong nagapangayo sang bulig sa aton. Thank you very much.
Yes, Ma'am Annette.
Asa kay Honorable Durana nga nga concern, sir, ang ginaano lang namon sa inang sa voters certification nga kung pwede tani ginaano tagid, no, gina-encourage tagid tani nga for the Isulanons lang gid ang maka-avail sang assistance. Since may mga cases abi kita nga may haring pasalibak, may mga marble nakakaabot diri. So ang amon ginaano sina, sir, ang gina-try lang namon sina nga ginapaabot sa inyo nga para hindi lang ma-abuse ang aton nga programa, no, nga hindi siya ma-abuse sa mga tao ba nga nagakadoble-doble ang nagakuha sa mga assistance. Oo, may makuha sa Takurong, tapos makaabot diri sa province nakakuha na siya, makadto pag diri sa Isulan. Oo, so kung may ara kita nga voters, at least do ma-minimize ang mga amon nga cases nga bisan hindi taga diri maka-avail sang assistance, no? Since limited laman ang aton nga ginahatag man sa ila, no, para madamo kita sa mabuligan nga taga Isulan gid.
Sige, ma'am. So, in the absence of voters registration, ano karon na maging remedy naton sa financial assistance or burial assistance ang concerned sanggunian? Anong maging
Option.
option? Mag-communicate na lang si concerned
Yes.
requesting office
Yes,
ato
sir,
sa inyo na
pwede
lang.
man. O mag-communicate na lang siguro,
Oo.
no? Kay Ma'am Eileen.
Yes po.
Oo. And we will also still conduct assessment
Assessment.
to really find out kung ang client eligible for assistance.
Kag muligan yung man
Amo
kami
na lang
ma'am
gina
assess.
siguro, sir.
Kay basi
Opo.
kami hindi man kami
O,
aware
kay,
nga ginatagaan namon hindi gali taga isulan.
Yes, sir.
Kag i-feedback nyo man kami, for example, for reasons nga amo hindi siya qualified
Nga
kay hindi
ma-disallow siya.
as per interview gali hindi taga isulan ato.
Yes, sir. Opo,
Iba
sir.
si may parente lang nga taga isulan then
Oo, sir.
i-feedback
Amo
nyo
na
lang ma'am siguro do
ang
ano lang
concerned.
ang concerned office nga nag-request.
Yes,
Okay.
sir. O,
Thank you
amo
po.
na lang gina siguro.
Any more concerns sa aton nga mga invited guest? So kung wala na, Ma'am Annette, Ma'am Maricel, and Ma'am Kirsty, thank you for your presence. Kaya at least na athagan kami sang sina nga concern, no? So thank you for your presence. Yes po, thank you. Session resume. Where are we now, Madam Secretary?
So we are now on the committee reports. So first report is the Committee on Zoning, Public Works and Land Use.
The chairperson of the committee, Honorable Marvin Dalanon, is recognized. Ay, for a while, off the record. Off the record, Anay. Nakita the chairperson of the Committee on Agriculture, Committee on Zoning, Public Works and Land Use, Engineer Marvin Dalanon, is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Subject, the committee report of the Committee on Zoning, Public Works and Land Use, Housing. Committee report number 2024-4. Pursuant to the referred matter to this committee, series of committee hearings were conducted on April 18, April 30, and May 6, 2024 respectively. The same were held at the Sangguniang Bayan Session Hall. ISULAN Sultan Kudarat. Invited during the hearing are as follows: Project Manager and the Structural Engineer of the Relay Construction and Supply, Engineer Romel Lagomen, Dean, College of Engineering, SKSU, ISULAN Campus, Engineer Dolfo Solomon, Instructor, SKSU, ISULAN Campus, Engineer Elias Sigura, Practitioner, PICE, Sultan Kudarat Chapter Vice President, Engineer Wilfredo Sarmiento, Contractor and ex-instructor of NDMU, Engineer Rafael Algarbes, a practitioner and instructor of SKSU, DPWS Sultan Kudarat 1st District Engineering Office, Representative, Account Officer of the Land Bank of the Philippines, ISULAN Branch, Engineer Dante Eluyula, our Municipal Engineer, President Liga ng mga Barangay, Engineer Jofer de Durana, Ms. Lalen B. Fernandez, Municipal Budget Officer and the BAC Chairman, Mrs. Gina Toledo, HRMO, and members of this committee. Item: Investigation of the structural deficiency on the ongoing construction of the new Municipal Hall building of the Municipality of ISULAN. Findings and discussion. April 18, 2024 committee hearing. At the outset of the members of the committee, together with the invited guests and resource persons as well as the acting mayor, proceeded for an on-site inspection to the construction site of the ongoing construction of the new Municipal Hall building of the Municipality of ISULAN. After which, the body returned to the SB Session Hall to formally start the hearing. The project manager of the Relay Construction and Supply was present. However, the structural engineer was not able to attend the hearing. Nevertheless, the committee expressed its gratitude to everyone in attendance for responding to the invitation of the committee. The committee informed the body that the investigation is part of the oversight function of the Sangguniang, considering the building is for public use. During the course of the discussion, the committee chairperson requested the project manager to present the original plan of the building to enlighten the body whether the grade beam is really part of the original plan or not. Unfortunately, the said plan was not presented by the project manager, but as he explained during the ocular inspection in the site, the grade beam was not part of the original plan. According to him, the structural analysis and computation submitted by the structural engineer has been made that the structure is really stable without the consideration of what they saw during the ocular inspection. He added that the structural engineer is an independent person, that even he cannot question his wisdom. The committee obtained the observations, comments, and suggestions of the invited guests and resource person based on the ocular inspection conducted in the site. Engineer Romel Lagumen said that they cannot comment yet the structural integrity of the building because they have not seen the original plan, if the grade beam is really part of the original plan or not. He added that according to RA 9184 or the Government Procurement Reform Act, they cannot execute an additional variation without the approved contract because without such, it is a violation of the said act. Section 1.3 of Annex E of the IRR RA 9184 provides that extra work order as those variation orders covering the introduction of new work necessary for the completion, improvement, or protection of the project which was not included in the original contract. From the very beginning, the construction of the new municipal building of the Municipality of ISULAN adopted the design and build scheme, a method to deliver a project in which the design and construction services are contracted by a single entity known as the design and build contract. In the case of LGU ISULAN, they contracted with the Relay Construction and Supply. Engineer Solomon also agreed with the statement of Engineer Lagomen. He said that being a chief of infra for the past number of years, they make it a point that if there is an additional extra work to be done on one part of the building, they make it sure that there should be a separate contract documents which will again form part of the major contract before the implementation. Based on the ocular inspection, he found out that the embedded reinforced bars is only 2 inches unless otherwise the reinforced bars is part of the major structure of the column. With that, he cannot give assurance as to the structural stability of the building. As what Engineer Lagumen previously said, it is very untimely for them to make comment which is only based on the ocular inspection. Engineer Sarmiento said that the structural engineer should be present in the hearing to enlighten the body with regards to the additional variation on the building. The account officer of the Land Bank of Isulan branch, gave a brief background regarding the financing of Land Bank to the LGU Isulan, ongoing construction of Municipal Hall building. She gave some insights before the project has started and before they started the releasing of the finances. She informed the body that they were given complete set of plans and the cost estimates of the bill of material. So from that time on, the engineers from Land Bank and inspectors or appraisers have those copies. According to her, the first release was the 15% mobilization fund. They allowed the LGU Isulan to request per tranches based on the project accomplishment. For example, the LGU will request or the SWA states that they have reached the 30%, their own appraiser or engineers of the Land Bank will inspect and will double check if it's really 30 or 40% per result of the inspection. If there is any variation, they should be given copies of the variation order so that they could also adjust on their end as to the financing. But if there is an addition to the project, which is not part of the original plan, the Land Bank will still stick to the loan amount. They will not be adding loan because the loan amount was already approved by the BLGF and the BSP as the certifying agency before the LGU could have a loan. So any cost overruns will be for the account of the LGU, and it is now the time that the LGU and the contractor would have their contract agreement. The project manager encouraged the attendees that after having the site inspection and the doubt-like instability, to find specific and formal observation so that the structural engineer can also reply by way of structural analysis and computations, because the structural engineer whose services are requested by Real Construction are more on the structural analysis and computations. As far as the implementation is concerned, which is the responsibility of the contractor, he informed that they have been in close coordination with the implementing agency and the municipal engineer. The committee chairperson informed that last January 30, 2024, they have conducted an on-site inspection after the seminar with the local project monitoring committee. The on-site inspection is part of the training and there is an exit conference thereafter. During the inspection, he right away saw the problem and told the municipal engineer if he is aware of that. The municipal engineer made an action and called the attention of the resident engineer. The committee chairperson told him that he will be investigating on the said matter after a month, because he will be giving the contractor and the municipal engineer an ample time to act on the matter. After almost 2 months, he visited the site and the time he saw the grade beam embedded in the pedestal for only 2 inches again. This time, the acting municipal mayor inquired from the project manager as to who ordered to put up the said structure and the reason of doing so. The project manager replied that the additional works was imposed by the structural engineer and they followed the said order. Since the construction work started during the pandemic, the site was flooded with waters and it has been there for a year. He admitted that he did not catch up with the wisdom of the structural engineer, but in his opinion, as civil engineer, the structural engineer made some remedy to strengthen or made provisions to strengthen the softening of the area because it was silted for quite a while, and he instructed to put up confinement, which is the retaining wall. The municipal engineer in response expressed his gratitude to the committee for the effort and for inviting the project manager in order to erase the doubts, and for him, the building is safe. As the implementing office, they are very strict in the implementation of the project since it is a design and build scheme and it should be aligned with the RA 9184. The municipal government of Isulan opted to choose the design and build scheme because the implementing office has no capability. He called the attention of the structural engineer during the time because the site is overexposure and the saturation because of Bagyong Paeng and continuous heavy rainfall and was soaked for a long time. So he issued, due to the request of the contractor, to give another suspension to avert the flooding. They have an agreement with the structural engineer and project manager, and one of these recommendations is the removal of the silt. Change the boulders prior to the pouring. Then after the pouring, they conducted the hammer test. They found out that the concrete has low strength and they recommend to reach the the requirements, the 3,500 PSI. There were modifications and retrofitting on the structure. He suggested to the structural engineer and to the contractor that the grade beam must be integrated with the pedestal. He reiterated that he agreed with the project manager and the structural engineer to add the grade beam after the tie beam. He then said, and to quote, "To be honest with you, nakaligtaan nila ang dowel. That's why we asked the structural engineer and then they gave us the plan." So with regards the original plan, he could not present it because he is in doubt of what plan should be presented to the committee because there is a plan during bidding, which the OBO has that copy and the revised plan. He added that every time there were modification on the site, the plan should be approved first. He then thanked Honorable Dalanon for his recommendation to call the structural engineer. The structural engineer gave the plan before the modification and retrofitting was introduced. The said plan is the one presented by municipal engineer, but he is not really sure if it is the plan being requested by the committee. He further said that they rely on the recommendation of the structural engineer since it is a design and build scheme. Upon presentation of the said plan to the committee, it was found out that it's not the original plan. The municipal engineer clarified that there were revisions in the original plan and the plan being presented is the revised one. The structural engineer made some modification and retrofitting that entails more than 5 million plus without cost from the end user, which is the LGU. It was already agreed by the contractor, structural engineer, and the implementing office to retrofit and then follow the revised plan, which is signed and sealed by the structural engineer. Based on the statement of the municipal engineer, Engineer Loyola, Engineer Lagomen inquired if they conducted strength test on the concrete. Engineer Langayen answered positively and the test result was passed. As regards the compressive strength, the foundation on the first pouring permit was failed, so they conducted hammer test. In the original design, 3,500 PSI is required, and the test they conducted has reached only 2,900 PSI. And there is a discrepancy of about 600 PSI. With that result, Engineer Lagomen has in mind that the action being taken is remedial because one of the foundation did not reach its desired strength. But according to Engineer Langayen, the foundation in which its test result has failed was already retrofitted. Engineer Solomon explained that the purpose of grade beam is for poor soil condition. If that would be the case, there is a problem on the soil because the grade beam was put up and he has the presumption that it is because of the failed test result. With the presence of the DPWS personnel, the committee chairperson inquired to them as to their process. If there is a structure that was overlooked, the personnel replied that they will conduct an investigation if it really needs retrofitting. The project manager also agreed with the statement of Engineer Solomon. In fact, it's not only the grade beam that was put up but also the retaining wall in order to confine the compaction procedure. He then assured the body that the procedure of their compaction is in correct standard of engineering practice. It is suggested during the committee hearing to once again invite the structural engineer in order for him to answer all the corrective actions done in the site. The same was noted by the committee. The committee chairperson informed that they are actually planning for a third-party investigation because they cannot compromise the safety of the public on that building. Honorable Dolar inquired from the account officer of Land Bank as to the finances that were released to LGU ISULAN. The account officer informed everyone that the first release was last September 2020, which is intended for lot acquisition. The first release for the construction of the building was 37,190,000 pesos for the 15% mobilization fund. The second release was last June 2023 for 39.59%, accomplishment at 83,043 pesos. And the latest release was last February 13, 2024 at 18,045 pesos for 41.36% accomplishment. April 30, 2024 committee hearing. During the said hearing, the HRMO, the municipal budget officer, and the municipal engineer were present, as well as the engineering personnel who were directed to supervise and monitor the daily activities on the ongoing construction of the new municipal hall building of the municipality of ISULAN. The hearing was purposely called to determine where the problem has really started. That's why the committee requested for a copy of the original plan of the building. Based on the original plan, the building, as presented by the engineering office, the footing tie beam is included and not the grade beam. The committee scrutinized the plan carefully as well as the revised plan. The back was requested for a copy of the pledged personnel of the contractor purposely for the committee to know the qualification of the personnel of the relay construction assigned to the construction of the building. On the side of the implementing agency, the committee chairperson said that aside from the municipal engineer, there should have a supervisory team to supervise the construction of the building whose qualification is equal to the qualification of the personnel of the relay construction. The municipal engineer informed the committee that the personnel assigned to supervise and monitor the construction of the building were all designate and some were job order personnel during the start of the construction. Their office actually issued an office order to the said personnel to that effect. The office of the municipal engineer or building official then provided the issued office order number 2023-01 to personnel who were directed to supervise and monitor the daily activities of the ongoing construction of the new municipal hall building stated hereunder. Name John Mones E. Langayen, CE, Engineering Assistant, Additional Function, Project Engineer. Shaira Jean A. Baroquillo, CE, Job Order, Structural Inspector. Lara Melissa M. Abalos, CE, Job Order, Structural Inspector. Architect Crystal May Bernasor, Pilotos, Statistician Aid, Architectural Inspector. Roniel B. Pama, REE, Engineering Assistant, Electrical Inspector, and Edgar P. Rodriguez, Admin Aid 1, Material Inspector or Structural Inspector. The committee chairperson said that there should be a consultancy firm that will handle and supervise the said project, considering that the implementing office has no capacity to supervise and the construction of the said building, and the personnel who were directed to supervise and monitor were not also capable based on their qualification. Honorable Apiador inquired from the municipal engineer if who really approved the revised plan. The latter then replied that is the implementing office that approved the said plan. The committee then inquired as to the functions of the design and build committee and the legal basis for the creation of such. The municipal budget officer provided the legal basis for the creation of the said committee, which is stated under Annex G of the RA 9184, guidelines for the procurement and implementation of contracts for the design and build infrastructure projects. It stated that the procuring entity may create a design and build committee composed of highly technical personnel, experience in the field of architecture, engineering, and construction in the particular type of project to be bid. The DBC shall assist the project management office in the preparation of the conceptual design and performance specification and parameters, review of detailed engineering design, and supervision of the project. It shall likewise assist the Bids and Awards Committee and the Technical Working Group in the evaluation of technical proposals in accordance with the criteria set in the bidding documents. She also informed that the committee that there is an executive order organizing the Design and Build Committee in the municipality of Isulan in relation to the acquisition of the new municipal site and construction of the new municipal building. To that effect, the committee requested a copy of the said EO as well as the office order issued to personnel who were directed to supervise the construction of the building and their personal data sheet, which will be provided by the HRMO. Honorable Dolar, basing on these observations, suggested to increase the number of labor or workforce to ensure the completion of the project based on target. The committee chairperson replied that it is actually one of the recommendations of the local project monitoring committee for the contractor to accomplish as stated in their letter dated April 11, 2024. The municipal engineer informed the committee that the contractor requested the time extension for the construction of the building, which will expire on November 13, 2024. If in case the time extension will lapse and the project was not yet completed, based on target, he will he will be subject for penalty and the municipal government will impose liquidated damages to the contractor, but as of now, the implementation of the retrofitting of the structure is still ongoing. It is then agreed that to call again the attention of the structural engineer to appear before the committee on a scheduled committee hearing. Moreover, the Municipal Engineering Office was requested to furnish the committee the following documents: office order to the LGU personnel assigned in the construction, copy of the original plan, copy of the soil analysis and structural analysis, exact date of variation requests. Then on May 6, 2024 committee hearing. The committee hearing was postponed considering that the structural engineer could not attend due to the previous commitments as stated in the letter of the project engineer of Relay Construction and Supply addressed to the committee chairperson on zoning. On the same date, Engineer John Moniz Langayen, the OIC Engineering Assistant of the Office of the Municipal Engineer, submitted a copy of the following documents as requested by the committee during the second committee hearing, to wit: office order of the LGU personnel assigned in the construction, additional function multitasking of MEO technical personnel. Number 2, electronic copy of the original plan, e-copy at flash drive and printed copy. Number 3, machine copy of the soil analysis and structural analysis, original design, exact date of variation requests, transmittals. Findings: letter A, no grade beam on the original plan, but there is bracing as presented by the municipal engineer, Engineer Dandy A. Loyola. Letter B, the Design and Build Committee per Annex G of RA 9184 shall be composed of highly technical personnel experience in the field of architecture, engineering, and construction in the particular type of project to be bid. The DBC shall consist of the Project Management Office shall assist the Project Management Office in the preparation of the conceptual design and performance specifications and parameters, review of the detailed engineering design and supervision of the project. It shall likewise assist the Bids and Awards Committee and the Technical Working Group in the evaluation of technical proposals in accordance with the criteria set in the bidding documents. The DBC, created per EO number 36 series of 2020, dated August 14, 2020, is composed of the following: Chairman, Engineer Dandy A. Loyola, Municipal Engineer. Members: Attorney Blight Cartojano Garingo, SB Member, Chairman, Committee on Finance. Honorable Rene F. Aristosa, SB Member, Chairman, Committee Zoning, Public Works, Land Use, and Housing. Ms. May L. Barrera, Municipal Treasurer. Ms. Lalaine B. Fernandez, Municipal Budget Officer. Ms. Cherry Bipitel Lerios, CPA, Municipal Accountant. Attorney Emily H. De Los Santos, Municipal Legal Officer. Engineer Elias S. Sigura, Jr., MPDC. Engineer Heldy Jane M. Lopez, Project Development Officer 1. Engineer Hervey Joy A. Lamita, Main Road Designate. Engineer John Moniz Langayen, Engineering Personnel. Engineer Roniel B. Pama, Engineering Personnel. Architect Jeffrey C. Palomo, Engineering Personnel. Architect Cristal May T. Bernasor, Engineering Personnel. Mr. Charlie C. Ligaspi, Engineering Personnel. The project manager present during the hearing who represents the relay construction is not the one pledged by the company. Stated that the structural engineer is an independent person, but the pledged personnel of relay construction as submitted by back chairman was actually Engineer Pama, who is also the pledged project manager. The pledged personnel of relay construction for the construction are as follows: project manager Adimar C. Pama, civil site engineer Aljon A. Adorio, safety officer Dan Michael A. Dumpit, project electrical professional electrical engineer Ike G. Montaño, materials engineer Elmer V. Pelenyo, first aider or nurse Aliana Arlene Marie Aspega Castañeda, foreman Early Joe L. Topas. The introduced variation on foundation and grade beam has no approved variation order presented. Letter E, the municipal engineer commented that he is in doubt of what original plan the committee needed. Is there 2 or more original plan? Letter F, personnel working on the site of the contractor is not enough. Actual accomplishment as of February 13, 2024 is 41.36%, while on June 1, 2023 is 39.59% per Land Bank of the Philippines letter dated May 2024, May 2, 2024. Personnel of the LGU assigned on the project per Office Order number 2023-001 are as follows: John Moniz L. Langayen, CE; Shaira Jean A. Baroquillo, CE; Lara Melissa M. Abalo, CE; Architect Crystal M. Bernasor Pilotos; Roniel B. Pama, REE; and Edgar P. Rodriguez, Admin Aid. Recommendation: wherefore, premises considered, the committee hereby recommends the following. Letter A, suspend all variation or retrofitting works introduced by the contractor until the said variation or retrofitting works is duly confirmed by at least two competent third party like Philippine Institute of Civil Engineers, PICE, Association of Structural Engineers in the Philippines, or ASEP, DPWH, Department of Public Works and Highways, or any private company who has the experience similar to the said structural deficiency investigated. Letter B, the LGU must hire a qualified independent third party to investigate the structural soundness of the structural design and the constructed new municipal hall buildings, load-bearing components, including ground condition and the subsurface structures. Letter C, verify the qualification of the assigned technical personnel of the contractor, including but not limited to the welder, if he or she has a TESDA national certificate. The welder has a big role in this project. Letter D, the LGU must assign or hire qualified technical personnel to be the project management team for the construction of the new municipal hall building, or hire a qualified consultancy company to supervise the construction. Respectfully submitted by the Committee on Zoning, Public Works and Land Use, Housing, Chairperson, yours truly, Committee Vice Chairperson Maria Ginalyn M. Mejia, and Committee Secretary Moises L. Dolan. Thank you very much.
Any clarification or question as to the content of the committee report? Or we will cater questions later on under second reading into this session. If there's no question or clarification as the content of the committee report, will the proponent move for its adoption? May we know the recommendation of the committee? Can we go back to the recommendation?
Mr. Chair.
Honorable Marvin Delanon.
Letter A, the committee recommendation are as follows. Letter A, suspend all variation or retrofitting works introduced by the contractor until the said variation or retrofitting works is duly confirmed by at least two competent third party like Philippine Institute of Civil Engineers, Association of Structural Engineers in the Philippines, DPWH, or any private company who has the experience similar to the said structural deficiency investigated. Letter B, the LGU must hire a qualified independent third party to investigate the structural soundness of the structural design and the constructed new municipal hall buildings' load-bearing components, including ground condition and subsurface structures. Letter C, verify the qualification of the assigned technical personnel of the contractor, including but not limited to the welder, if he or she has a TESDA national certificate, because the welder has a big role in this project. Letter D, last recommendation, the LGU must assign or hire qualified technical personnel to be the project management team for the construction of the new municipal hall building, or hire a qualified consultancy company to supervise the construction. Thank you.
Engineer Marvin, you've mentioned in your committee report, under the observation, can we go back sa observation? Findings ba to?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
The accomplishment from June 1, 2023 is 39 point, pila ni?
39 point 59%.
From ang accomplishment sang June 1, 2023 is 39.59% as per Land Bank of the Philippines nga release nila ni sang budget.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
And sang February 13, 2024. And how much is the 39%? Pila ning 39.59%?
81 million plus.
81 million plus. And February 13, 2024, ang ilang accomplishment, it's 41.36.
The 39.59% accomplishment is 83,043,000. And on February 13, 2024, at 41.36%, or more or less 2%, they have released to the LGU 18,045,000. But this release to the LGU was not released to the contractor.
For what reason?
As per contract, the contractor can only made a progress billing at 25%, 50%, 75%, and 100% accomplishment only.
That's based on our contract.
Based on the contract. But the accomplishment as per Land Bank is only 41.36%.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Sang June 1, 2023, 39.59%. That's the total accomplishment.
Yes,
Ining
Mr.
February
Chair.
13, 2024 yung accomplishment, madugang ba ni siya sa 39% or it's the total accomplishment of the project?
No, the total accomplishment of the project, if you compute the 41.36% minus 31.59%, it's only 2% more or less.
Ay, hindi gali inising dugang sa 39 ni 41.
No, we'll compute, Mr. Chair.
It's the 41.36 is the total accomplishment of the project, not the 39.59 plus the 41% accomplishment. Hindi
No, Mr. Chair.
So from the span of how many months? From June 1, 2023 up to February 13, 2024, pila ka bulan?
That is only 1.77% accomplishment on that period.
So for 8 months,
The
from
accomplishment-
June 2023, with 8 months span up to February 13,
2024.
pila ka percent lang ang na...
1.77%
So 1.77%.
only.
What's the reason of the too slow or delay sa construction? With a span of 8 months, we've already accomplished 1.77%.
As per report of the Local Project Monitoring Committee, the personnel is not enough and other reasons there as seen by the Local Project Monitoring Committee. We can also flash the said report of the Local Monitoring Committee. Can we request the LPMC report?
The LPMC has already their report.
Yes, Mr. Chair, he has the report submitted. Itong letter ni Ma'am Dulce.
And how many plans do we have? Pila ka plano ang ara kita? You mentioned of the revised plan and the original plan.
I think there is, it must have 3, but I have only seen 2. The original plan and 1 revised plan for the grade beam. But for the revision or the variation of the foundation, there is no plan. And I have not seen any approved variation order. Or there is no presented variation order approved.
Any more question from the body? Or any clarification? While waiting for the local project monitoring committee report to be flashed on our screen. We have now on our screen the report and observation of the LPMC, or the Local Project Monitoring Committee. Was this part of the discussion of the committee, the observation and the report of the LPMC?
Actually, Mr. Chair, we have conducted the hearing, but during the start of the hearing, I have seen that the LPMC report is only a copy furnished to the Sangguniang Bayan. That's why we archived the said matter.
One of the findings of the Local Project Monitoring Committee is that number one, slow work completion versus target date of completion as per documents. Their recommendation is the increased number of labor, as what Honorable Dolar mentioned during the committee hearing. Increased workforce to ensure the completion of the project based on target. And number two, the contractor implemented retrofitting of structure, which was also observed by the committee during the committee hearing. No? The recommendation of the committee the the Local Project Monitoring Committee members recommends to the local chief executive that the project shall not be terminated. Was there a recommendation from the Committee on Infrastructure that the project will be terminated? Wala nabutang ba sa imo recommendation?
No recommendation, Mr. Chair, because this committee is only committee hearing is only for the structural deficiency of the project.
Of the structural deficiency of the project, not the termination
Not the
of
termination.
the project, of the contract. Okay, any more question, clarification? Can we go back to the recommendation?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Sa ends ang LGU, how can we assure nga ang structure or ang plan nga gini-present sa aton kay since it is a build, design and build scheme. Amo tong design and build committee ang nag-assess before it will be presented sa local chief executive. Ano bang process ang ginahimo naton?
Mr. Chair, I will again read the guidelines for the procurement and implementation of contracts for design and build infrastructure projects.
That is based on RA 9184.
That is Annex G of the RA 9184.
Do we have a copy of the executive order as to the composition, powers, and functions of the design and build committee?
I will get Mr. Chair.
General question lang. Ano lang, general question. And I'm not questioning the local chief executive. For example lang, may ara sing LCE na not highly technical. For example, hindi isang highly technical regard the construction. Sino ba mag-assist sa LCE? Siyempre, as mentioned here, it's the municipal engineer.
No, actually, this is not the Annex G of the RA 9184 did not tell that the one who will assist is the municipal engineer. It is the DBC.
The design and build committee.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
But also headed by the municipal engineer as the
Not
chairman.
also mentioned, but it is stated here that the design and build committee shall be composed of highly technical persons. I will read the statement in the RA 9184, Mr. Chair. It states that the procuring entity may create a design and build committee composed of highly technical personnel, experienced in the field of architecture, engineering, and construction in the particular type of project to be bid. The DBC shall assist the Project Management Office in the preparation of the conceptual design and performance specification and parameters, review of detailed engineering design, and supervision of the project. It shall likewise assist the Bids and Award Committee and the Technical Working Group in the evaluation of technical proposals in accordance with the criteria set in the bidding documents.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Honorable Marvin. Ang functions ng Build and Design Committee dere, it's during the acquisition of site
Up to the construction phase. But take note, Mr. Chair, it is composed of highly technical personnel, experienced in the field of architecture, engineering, and construction in the particular type of project to be bid.
Any question or clarification from the body? If there are no more clarification, will the proponent move for the adoption of the committee report?
Yes, Mr. Chair. I move for the adoption and approval of the committee report of the zoning committee report number 2024-4 of the committee on zoning, public works, land use, and housing. And I move for the passing of the resolution for the recommendation of this committee for the local chief executive.
There's a motion, duly seconded. Any objection? Hearing none. The said committee report is hereby adopted. And what's the recommendation for second reading?
For second reading for resolution for this recommendation to the local chief executive.
And scheduled the
In
following
this-
recommendations for second
this
reading
session.
into this session.
So next to report is the Committee on Games and Amusement.
The chairperson of the committee, Honorable Maria Jenaline N. Mejia, is recognized.
Committee report of the Committee on Games and Amusement, Committee Report number 2024-2. Pursuant to the referred matters to this committee, the committee motu proprio perus the following resolutions from Barangay Dilutilia, Barangay Tayugo, and Barangay Kendram, and the same no longer require the conduct of a committee hearing. Resolutions of Barangay Dilutilia. Resolution requesting the Sangguniang Bayan of Isulan to authorize the acting mayor to grant permit to the barangay in relation to cockfighting pauwakan as fundraising of Purok officials for the repair of multi-purpose shed of Sitio Plaza Libertad. Another resolution requesting the Sangguniang Bayan of Isulan to authorize the acting mayor to grant permit to the barangay in relation to the cockfighting and pauwakan as fundraising of Purok officials for the purchase of solar lights of Sitio Plaza, Katipunan. And lastly, resolution number 015-2024 requesting the Sangguniang Bayan of Isulan to authorize the acting mayor to grant permit to the barangay in relation to cockfighting and pauwakan as fundraising of Purok officials for the installation of sanitary health center in Sitio Iganya. Resolution number 19 series of 2024 of Barangay Tayugo requesting the Sangguniang Bayan of Isulan to authorize the municipal mayor to grant permit to the barangay in relation to cockfighting activity for the foundation anniversary of the said barangay. Resolution number 0027 series of 2024 requesting the municipal government of Isulan to allow the Purok Don Juan Barangay Kenram to hold and to sponsor cockfighting activities on May 8, 15, 22, and 29, 2024 to be held at Barangay Kenram, Isulan, Sultan, Kudarat as fundraising intended for Purok Fiesta in Purok Don Juan. Resolution of Barangay Dilutilia. Resolution requesting the Sangguniang Bayan of Isulan to authorize the acting mayor to grant permit to the barangay in relation to cockfighting and pauwakan as fundraising of Purok official for the repair of multi-purpose shed of Sitio Libertad. The scheduled dates of cockfighting activity are as follows: May 23, 24, and 25. The holding of cockfighting activity is in relation to the celebration of 51st Barangay Fiesta. The resolution was received by this office on May 3. Resolution number 014-2024 requesting the Sangguniang Bayan of Isulan to authorize the acting mayor to grant permit to the barangay cockfighting and pauwakan as fundraising of Purok officials for the purchase of solar lights. The scheduled dates of cockfighting activity are as follows: May 15, 16, and 17, 2024. The holding of cockfighting activity is not in relation to the celebration of Barangay Fiesta and the resolution was sent by this office on May 3, 2024. Resolution number 015-2024 requesting Sangguniang Bayan to authorize the cockfighting mayor to grant permit to the barangay. The said dates of cockfighting activity as are follows: May 20, 21, and 22. The holding of cockfighting activity is not in relation to the celebration of Barangay Fiesta, and the said resolution was received by this office on May 3, 2024. Resolution number 19, series of 2024 of Barangay Tayugo, requesting the Sangguniang Bayan to authorize the municipal mayor to grant permit to the barangay in relation to cockfighting activity for the foundation anniversary of the barangay. The scheduled dates of cockfighting activity are as follows: May 4, 11, 18, and 25. The holding of cockfighting activity is in relation to the celebration of Barangay Fiesta, and the said resolution was received by this office on May 3, 2024. Resolution number 0027 series of 2024 of Barangay Kenram requesting the municipal government of ISULAN to allow the Purok Don Juan to hold and sponsor cockfighting activities on May 8, 15, 22, and 29. The scheduled dates of cockfighting activity are as follows: May 8, 15, 22, and 29. The holding of barangay activity is in relation to the celebration of Purok Don Juan Fiesta, and the said resolution was received by this office on May 6, 2024. For barangay cockfighting, the committee gave emphasis on the adherence of Municipal Ordinance Number 2001-161 ISB, otherwise known as the Cockfighting Code of the Municipality of ISULAN, which provides as follows. Section 6, Rules and Regulation. The following shall govern the holding of cockfighting activity in the barangays. There shall be no cockfighting activities in all barangays of this municipality except during the occasion of the celebration of barangay fiestas. The barangay concerned shall only be allowed to hold cockfighting activities for 3 sessions, that is during the first 2 days before Vesperas or Bisperas, second, the Vespers day itself, subject to the authority of the Sangguniang Bayan. Only the barangay government shall be allowed to promote cockfighting activities in their respective barangays on the occasion of local fiestas. The concerned barangay government shall be responsible for the maintenance of peace and order and the safety of the public during and holding the above-mentioned activities in their locality. Filing of request. The request of the Sangguniang Bayan for authority to hold cockfightings shall be filed at least 15 days before the scheduled days of the cockfighting activities. The number of days shall be reckoned from the time such request is received and stamped by the Office of the Secretary. With the foregoing, the committee, after evaluating the aforesaid request, opines that Barangay Dilutilla, the committee allows the scheduled dates of cockfighting on May 23, 24, and 25, while the succeeding request of Dilutilla could not be had as the same are excessive and violative of the rules and regulation of the barangay cockfighting as provided in the Cockfighting Code of the municipality. For Barangay Tayugo, the committee grants the May 18 and May 25 schedules of cockfighting. And for Barangay Kenram, the committee allows the scheduled dates of cockfighting on May 22 and 29 only. Wherefore, premises considered, the committee hereby recommends passing the resolution authorizing the acting mayor to grant permit to Barangay Dilutilla for the conduct of cockfighting pauwakan activities scheduled on May 23, 24, and 25 in relation to the celebration of the 51st Barangay Fiesta of Dilutilla. Second, resolution authorizing the acting mayor to grant permit to Barangay Tayugo for the cockfighting activities scheduled on May 18 and 25 only in relation to the preparation of Barangay Foundation Anniversary. And last, resolution approving the request of Barangay Kenram for Municipal Government of Isulan to allow Don Juan Barangay Kenram to hold and sponsor cockfighting activities on May 22-29 only in relation to the Porok Fiesta of Don Juan. That further, these measures be deliberated in second reading this session, respectfully submitted by the Committee on Games and Amusement, Committee Chairperson, yours truly, Committee Vice Chairperson, Honorable Darlene Lama, and Committee Secretary, Honorable Marvin L. Dalanon. That's all my report, Mr. Chair.
Any question as to the content of the committee report? There being none, will the proponent move for its adoption?
Mr. Chair, if there is no question with regards to my committee report, I move for its adoption.
There is a motion for the adoption of the committee report. Any second? Duly seconded. Any objection? Hearing none, the said committee report is hereby adopted and scheduled for second reading into this session. Next
So,
item, Madam Secretary.
There are no more committee reports, Your Honor. We'll proceed now to the calendar of business under second reading. So first we have the proposed ordinance prescribing the rules and procedures on the investigation of administrative disciplinary cases against elected barangay officials of ISULAN, SULTAN, KUDARAT, amending for the purpose Municipal Ordinance Number 2011-177 ISB.
The Chair would like to recognize the Chairperson of the Committee on Laws, Honorable Marilyn Cartojano Garingo. Is the committee ready to deliberate the item on second reading?
Mr. Chair, the committee is already ready to deliberate the proposed ordinance. Apparently, due to lack of time, I would leave to the discretion of the chair as to whether the deliberation would proceed or otherwise.
I suppose members are still ready. If it's up to the committee if we opt to
Okay, Mr. Chairman,
discuss it or
considering-
schedule it for next session, it would be okay.
This will only be a two-page proposed
report.
ordinance,
Okay.
Mr. Chair. And so we will proceed with the deliberation, Mr. Chair. So if we could recall, it was the chairperson who gave a privileged speech about the amendment of this ordinance. And to keep it simple, the proposed ordinance would be simply an ordinance particularly striking out Section 12 and Section 13 of the existing administrative rules. So Section 12 would be stricken out, which would read as follows. Section 12, evaluation within the period of 7 days from receipt of the complaint. The Sangguniang Bayan shall determine if the complaint is in due form and there exists prima facie case to warrant a formal administrative proceedings. While the second section to be stricken out would be Section 13, dismissal motu proprio. If the Sangguniang Bayan determines that there is no prima facie case to warrant formal administrative proceedings, the complaint may be ordered dismissal. The reason for the striking out of these two sections, Mr. Chairman, is to make them more compliant with the local government code, considering that these provisions are not found therein. Other than that, Mr. Chairman, there are no additions or other further amendments in the ordinance, with particular emphasis on the payment of filing fees, because I believe that was not part of the privileged speech of the chair. That is all, Mr.
Yes, sir.
Chair, just to shorten the deliberation.
Okay, thank you for that, Honorable Garingo.
And with the clarification, Mr. Chair, that the new rules will be prospective in application.
Yes. As regard Section 12 of the ordinance, there's a mention here that Section 12. Section 12 of the original ordinance, within the period of 7 days, this will be stricken out also from the ordinance. Tama, ma'am, no? Tama ba?
Correct, sir.
All items highlighted in the draft ordinance will be stricken out or deleted in the original ordinance.
Yes, Mr. Chair, to make it more compliant with the local government code, which says there that
Karon-
upon receipt, like upon receipt of a complaint, it will be covered na by the provisions of the local government code, particularly the one starting from from Article 124 and so on.
May we be enlightened? Upon receiving the complaint, how many days are we going to
According,
allotted?
Mr. Chair, to the local government code, it says that within 7 days after the filing of a complaint, the sanggunian shall require the respondent to submit the verified answer immediately within 15 days from receipt.
What the local government code
That is what the
states?
local government code provides. Doesn't give the sanggunian leeway to dismiss it motu proprio because whether or not the case has prima facie evidence of a violation or otherwise.
The process will be stricken out. We will delete or omit the portion section 13 requiring for a prima facie before the sanggunian requires for the complainant to submit.
Precisely, Mr. Chairman.
So sa aton subong, for as long as the complainant confirms with the form, pays with the filing fee, then we can now proceed with the discussion and deliberation.
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
There's no need of a prima facie before we're going to proceed.
No need of a prima facie finding,
Okay.
Mr. Chairman.
Okay. Any question or clarification as regard the draft ordinance?
Mr. Chairman, there are two more suggestions for amendment, but were no longer included here, which is the removal of the filing fee and the inclusion of a motion for reconsideration. Well, anyway, Mr. Chairman, the rules of court are suppletory to our rules, which means that a motion for extension pala to file an answer. Well, anyways, the rules of court are suppletory to our rules, which means we could allow it, even without adding that to our rules.
Same with the filing fee.
No, Mr. Chairman, it was not stricken out, yung filing fee.
So
And we also did not include, Mr. Chairman, the suggestion of allowing the filing of a motion for extension for the filing of an answer. Kasi di ba 15 days lang? Kasi anyway, without including that, we are already covered by the rules of court, which allows the filing of a motion for extension to file an answer.
okay.
And it has been a precedent naman in the Sangguniang Bayan that we allow it.
Okay. Yes.
Of the record, kuha ninyo ang docket fee, ang
Wala.
filing fee.
Okay. Any more question or clarification? Will the proponent move for the adoption of
On second reading,
The
Mr.
amended version.
Chairman, I move for the adoption of an ordinance amending Municipal Ordinance Number 2011-177 entitled An Ordinance Prescribing Filing Fees on Administrative Cases Filed Against Erring Barangay Officials, providing for rules and regulations and for other purposes, particularly striking out sections 12 and 13 thereof.
there's a motion? Any second? Duly seconded. Any more discussion? Amendment? Objection? Hearing none? An ordinance amending Municipal Ordinance Number 2011-117 ISB entitled An Ordinance Prescribing the Filing Fees on Administrative Cases Filed Against Erring Elected Barangay Officials, providing for the rules and regulations and for other purposes, particularly striking out section 12 and 13 thereof is approved and adopted on second reading into this session. What's the pleasure of the committee?
That it be calendared for third reading this session, Mr. Chairman.
And the said measure be deliberated, discussed, scheduled for third reading into this session. Next item, Madam Secretary.
So, next, we have this, as reflected, Your Honor, this was already approved on second reading, and this is for third and final reading, Your Honor. There was a clerical error, Your Honor.
May we know if what's that
Item
particular
number
item?
2, the establishment of the integrated program for regulating mendicancy in the municipality of ISULAN.
The chairperson of the committee.
For third reading, wala pa. Erroneously nabutang sa second reading. But actually, it is under third reading dapat siya. Oo, na-approve na ni siya. So, next, tapos na siya. Ay, committee report.
It's scheduled for second reading this session.
Ay, second reading pa siya. So, okay, so on second reading, we have the ordinance establishing an integrated program for regulating mendicancy in the municipality of ISULAN, providing penalties, appropriating funds therefore and for other purposes.
Honorable Dular is recognized. Do you have a copy of the draft ordinance?
So, thank you, Mr. Chair. So, on a second reading, let us tackle the proposed ordinance entitled An Ordinance Establishing an Integrated Program for Regulating Mendicancy in the Municipality of ISULAN, providing penalties, appropriating funds therefore and for other purposes. So, as this na sa Section 1. So, Section 1 siya title. This ordinance shall be known as a Mendicancy Ordinance of the Municipality of ISULAN. Section 2, definition of terms. Mendicant refers to any person who has no visible and nabasa ko naman yung last session, no? Sa committee report, nabasa ko naman definition of terms. Diretso na sa section 3 purpose, prevent. Doon nabasa ko naman dyan po ni tanan. Sige, diretso. Hasta remedial services. At ito sa section 5. Apprehension of service for persons found making. Ano, report na sa amo lang gyapon? Purpose of making.
So, any question from the members as regard the content of the draft ordinance?
So, Section 6, criminal liability. A mendicant could be convicted by the court on the following grounds. A. An adult mendicant who shall be found begging in the state twice after. Pataas, please. After services have been given, shall be imposed a fine of 1,000 pesos. It was already reported in my committee report. Section 7, Information Program. A public information office under the Office of the Municipal Mayor shall conduct a municipal-wide educational and information program on this ordinance by tapping media entities, the Association of Barangay Chairman, EBC, Federation of the Ski and non-government organization to educate the public on the content of this ordinance and prevent the community from giving alms directly to the mendicants, but instead encourage the public to donate their money to entities involved in rehabilitation of these mendicants. Section 8, please. Local program and facilities. So, nakakuha naman natin ng integrated network service. An appropriation. An amount of 500 pesos shall be appropriated in the annual budget in order to support the programs, projects, and activities of this ordinance. Section 11, effectivity. This ordinance shall take effect 15 days after the publication in the newspaper of local circulation. So, the same lang, Mr. Chair, ang committee report kag ang aton nga proposed ordinance naton. So, any question?
Honorable Garingo is recognized.
Letter D. Letter D, any person who encourages or abets mendicancy by giving alms directly to the mendicants, exploited infants and minor in the streets, public roads, sidewalks, parks shall be imposed a fine of 2,500 or any imprisonment of a period of 6 months or both at the discretion of the court. So, ang maghatag yapon, may penalty gani. Kung may maghatag mo di sa gawa sa nagapangayo di, penalty kita tanan. may dalan mo na may statement yapon.
Bali, sir, nakabutang diri may allotted budget nga 500,000. What's the
500,000.
purpose of the budget? Do you have, the initial plan? How are we going to go with this?
Himuan pa to sang IRR, Mr. Chair. Tapos sa EIP, iba mang EIP niya, iba man ang budget siguro sa tong may mga shelter pa na siya idugang sa aton sa DSWD. So ining appropriated nga 500,000. So sa mga pwede kag sa kwan, himuan naman na IRR siya, Mr. Chair.
Okay. Any question or clarification? So, will the proponent move for the adoption of approval?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. For the second reading, I move for the adoption or approval of an ordinance establishing an integrated program for regulating mendicancy in the municipality of ISULAN, providing penalties, appropriating funds, therefore, and for other purposes.
There's a motion. Any second? Duly seconded. An ordinance establishing an integrated program for regulating mendicancy in the municipality of ISULAN, providing penalties, appropriating funds therefore, and for other purposes is hereby approved and adopted on second reading this session. What's the pleasure of the committee? What's the pleasure of the proponent? And scheduled for third reading in today's session.
Next proposed measure is based on the committee report of the Committee on Zoning, Public Works, and Land Use.
Honorable Dalanon is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I move for the passing of a resolution recommending to the local chief executive the adopted recommendation of the Committee on Zoning, Public Works, and Land Use regarding the investigation on the structural deficiency of the ongoing construction of the new municipal hall building.
There's a motion. Any second? Duly seconded. A resolution is hereby passed recommending to the local chief executive the recommendations of the Committee on Zoning, Public Works, and Land Use as regard the structural deficiency of the construction of the new municipal building. Next item, Madam Secretary.
Next is the proposed measure based on the committee report of the Committee on Games and Amusement.
Honorable Mejia is recognized.
May 23, 24, and 25 in relation to the celebration of the 51st Barangay Fiesta of Barangay Dilotilia.
There's a motion. Any second? Any second? Duly seconded. Any objection? Discussion? Hearing none? A resolution is hereby passed authorizing the acting mayor to grant permit to Barangay Dilotilia for the conduct of cockfighting and pauwakan activities scheduled on May 23, 24, and 25, 2024 in relation to the celebration of the 51st Barangay Fiesta of Barangay Dilotilia.
On second item, Mr. Chairman, I move for a resolution authorizing the the acting mayor to grant permit to Barangay Tayugo for the conduct of cockfighting activities scheduled on May 18 and 25 only in relation to the barangay preparation of Barangay Foundation anniversary.
There's a motion. Any second? Duly seconded. A resolution. Any objection? Hearing none. A resolution is hereby passed, authorizing the acting mayor to grant permit to Barangay Tayugo for the conduct of cockfighting activities scheduled on May 18 and May 25, 2024 in relation to the preparation of Barangay Foundation anniversary. Next.
And lastly, I move for a resolution approving the request of Barangay Kenram for the municipal government of Isulan to allow the Purok Don Juan Barangay Kenram to hold and to sponsor cockfighting activities on May 22 and 29 only in relation to the Purok Fiesta of Purok Don Juan.
There's a motion. Any second? Duly seconded. Any objection? Hearing none.
Doon nagutom na kamo ba?
Resolution approving the request of Barangay Kenram for municipal government of Isulan to allow the Purok Don Juan Barangay Kenram to hold and to sponsor cockfighting activities on May 22 and 29, 2024 in relation to Purok Fiesta of Don Juan is hereby approved. Granted.
Mr.
So we have no more items under second reading. We'll proceed now to the third reading. So for third and final reading, the proposed ordinance amending Municipal Ordinance number 2011-177, particularly section 12 and 13 thereof.
The chairperson of the Committee on Laws is recognized.
On third and final reading, Mr. Chair, move for the enactment of an ordinance amending Municipal Ordinance number 2011-177 entitled An Ordinance Prescribing Filing Fees on Administrative Cases Filed Against Erring Elective Barangay Officials, providing for the rules and regulations and for other purposes, particularly striking out Section 12 and Section 13 thereof.
There is a motion. Any second? Duly seconded. Any objection? Hearing none. An ordinance for third and final reading, an ordinance amending Municipal Ordinance number 2011-117 ISB entitled An Ordinance Prescribing Filing Fees on Administrative Cases filed against erring elected barangay officials, providing for the rules and regulations and for other purposes, particularly striking out Section 12 and Section 13 thereof is hereby approved. Next item, Madam Secretary.
For third and final reading, the proposed ordinance establishing an integrated program for regulating mendicancy in the municipality of Isulan, providing penalties, appropriating funds therefore, and for other purposes.
Honorable Dular is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. But before I move this ordinance of mendicancy, I would like to give thanks to the Committee on Social Services, Chairman Honorable Lama, Honorable Arjen Palasigi, Honorable Mejia, to the Committee on Peace and Order, Honorable Ryan Dumaran, Honorable Carlo Apiado, and to the resource persons, of course, our Secretary for helping and the staff, and this august body for helping this committee in drafting or making this ordinance. And for the third and final reading, I move for an ordinance establishing an integrated program for the regulating mendicancy in the Municipality of Isulan, providing penalties, appropriating funds therefore and for other purposes.
There is a motion. Any second? Duly seconded. Any objection? Hearing none. On third and final reading, an ordinance establishing an integrated program for regulating mendicancy in the municipality of Isulan, providing penalties, appropriating funds therefore, and for other purposes is hereby approved. Next item, Madam Secretary.
So we have no more items under our order of business, Your Honor. We'll proceed now to the unassigned business. So we have received some communications. So, under unsigned business, Your Honor, may I read this?
Yes, Madam Secretary.
So, this is addressed to the Honorable Acting Municipal Vice Mayor, and this is as regards the request for the passing of the ordinance adopting Municipal Health Board Resolution number 001, 2024 of the municipality, which is attached. So this is resolution endorsing to the Sangguniang Bayan for the approval of the opening of the 3 new Plantilla Nurse 1, salary grade 15, nutritionist salary grade 11, and ambulance driver salary grade 4 as a requirement on the human resource for the operation of Super Health Center.
If there's no objection from the body, have it scheduled for first reading into this session and refer that matter to the Committee on Health.
So another letter addressed to the Honorable Acting Municipal Vice Mayor. This is from Villa Clara, from the Barangay Council of Barangay Sampao, or from Barangay Sampao, requesting the approval of the school's Division Superintendent Crispin A. Sullivan, endorsing Bambad National High School as mother school and provide teachers for grade 7 in Villa Clara Integrated School the school year 2024 to 2025.
May we know if what's the tenor of the resolution? Are they asking for an endorsement?
For a while, Your Honor.
Jen, talmahan Jen. Damo.
So I think, Your Honor, they're requesting for the favorable endorsement to the Department of Education through Crispin A. Sullivan, the school's Division Superintendent, Division of Sultan Kudarat, for endorsing to endorse Bambad National High School as mother school and provide teachers for grade 7 in Villa Clara Integrated School the school year 2024 to 2025.
If there's no objection from the floor, have it scheduled on first reading into this session and refer that matter to the Committee on Education.
So another request for the urgent passing, for the passing of the ordinance. No more. Isa lang gali ni sila, paras lang sila yun. So, Your Honor, we have already exhausted the items in the order of business, Your Honor.
Okay. Okay lang ba? After this, we will convene as a committee of the whole as regard the complaint filed against the Honorable Barangay Chairman of Dansuli, Honorable Durana.
Pwede yan. 1 o'clock.
After na lang after we adjourn, we will convene as a committee of the whole. We will discuss matters regarding the complaint.
Wala na banyaga? Hindi na banyaga?
May araman gi-prepare nga lunch. Okay? Any matter under an assigned business, Honorable Lagaringo is recognized.
Oo, yung mga nagalilinya dapat lang mga tigulang. Bawal ka na na. Oo. Maka-influence kita.
Yes, since we all agree and amenable to the passage of an ordinance, so it would be proper nga kita mismo nga legislator nga nagpasa sa itong ordinance would be compliant man sa atong ginpasa nga ordinansa. Oo. So reminding everyone of our pending the review and approval of our ordinance, since it studying policy naton as a council here na we will not entertain tong mendicants nga naga
Kung sige-sige na to. Oh.
okay.
Dugay lang may gatay sila.
Okay, some more. Okay, some more under unassigned business. And we have an alarming incident of cases ng dengue sa ISULAN. Ang question is ano ba ang aton nga intervention? Ang health office naton ang intervention paano ta ba na ma-resolve ang na? Oo. So basi para pwede niya matikning opportunity nga naga-session kita mismo diri sa council ma-educate and ma-enlighten ano ba ang dapat nga obrahon.
So ang during sa pag-barangay chairman ko ang inaobra sina Mr. Chair is operation kaya kulob. Tanan nga nakakaya ginapakulob, mga paya, mga guma. So ginapakulob na. Kag mayara kita nga 4 o'clock habit atong 4 o'clock sa hapon. Bawal magsunog sa plastic atong mga dahon-dahon lang. Pwede sunogon sa mga bakanting nga humlat para nga hindi ang cellophane pro kung sa dinggi hindi mayara na sa health nga gi-allow na sa una ambot subong ni kubalan basta gin-allow na during sa atong 4 o'clock habit sa dinggi 9003 bawal gani magsunog hindi man na basura kaya ang sunog sina to mga bunot man lang
Okay.
ikuan ta lang ang health kun nga ara pa sila ang program but during in my time 4 o'clock habit ani ko balaan ko subong kon gin bawal gid ever since bawal magid na kaya ara na sa 9003 Republic Act pero atong pala pa 4 o'clock habit
Sige.
para man to
Basi pwede natin ma-encourage man ang barangay chairman natin through our ABC president atong daw massive campaign against against dengue. Atong gina-mention mo man sir nga 4 o'clock habit kag mag-coordinate kita sa MHO ano pa tong nagapamangkot sila kung nag-fogging pa ba ta is it still allowed?
wala
na.
na fogging ay ginatapok na ang lamok pa sa piyak balay
No.
tapos tong kwan ang mga kanal dapat limpihon
Kaya accordingly ang dengue daw wala man nagastay sa mga higko nga stagnant water sa limpyo man daw nga tubig naga-star ang sige. Okay, somewhere under unassigned business we've tasked our secretary siguro istoryahan ta na siguro under lang after session na lang para hindi na ma-include sa record. Honorable Ryan Dumaran.
Yes, Mr. Chair. Update lang, Mr. Chairman, with regards sa aton nga parking space or area. Any as of now?
Sir, ginstorya naton ang office ni Acting Mayor. Kaya nastorya ko man si Sir Richard kung pwede ba lang mabakiting sa likod. And according to Sir Richard Lagdamen, nabudlayan naman sila transfer sining mga junk nga mga gamit sa likod. Ang habang naman sila, pwede ba nastoryahon kung pwede i-bid na siya. So kaya natong clearance ng COA para i-bid na ni mga junk nga mga gamit sa likod nga hindi naging mapuslan. Kinagapagdudugan lang guto kagiko sa aton nga compound. We're still awaiting sa ilang response. We will have a scheduled talk with Sir John Rendon sa atong designated parking spaces natin, especially during session man lang. Subong naman nga man din, nagkasabay man kita sa aton nga releasing sa farmers naton. So that's more or less 1,000 beneficiaries nga may mga salakyan man. So,
Mr. Chair.
Honorable
How about ning mga tricycle bala sa Mr. Chair, nga sulod diri nga parking sa sulod. So kung sa akon lang kay gagutok kita. Kung mahimo tani, kung may dulong sila pasahero gawas lang dayon dito lang magulat sa gawas. So depende na kay acting mayor kung ano iyang
Okay, sir.
kwadira.
Okay, noted. Okay. If there are no more matters at 12:30 p.m. May 13, 2024, the regular session